Hi friends, in the last video we have discussed about research process. What is research process and what is research and how to do a literature survey and how is formulating hypothesis, and also uh, we also discussed about the research and sampling design and collection of the data, but s- some of the point we'll leave in that video. Today we will discuss about what is sampling theory and what are the analyzing data and how to test the hypothesis and interpreting all the things. Now let's start with sampling theory. Sampling theory is a study of relationships existing between a population and samples drawn from the population. Sampling theory is applicable only to random samples. This sample of sampling is also known as a chance sampling or probability sampling, where each and every item in the population has equal chance to inclusion in the sample. Sampling of any data, any sample is very important because all the research and all the things are dependent on that sampling directly. Sampling explain about the chance of the sampling or probability of the sampling. Each and every item in a population has a equal chance, then the sampling is good. If any sampling do not represent overall presentation, then that type of sampling is not good for our research or our project. For example, if we select a sample of 300 items for a universe of 15,000 items, then we put the name of number of 15,000 and on a slip, and then conduct a type of lottery, and we choose or pick up 300 items only. Then the chances or probability of all the items are equal, but only we chosen 300. How it is explaining all the things and what are the objective to conduct design to this type of sampling theory. It is designed to attain the following objective: statistical estimation, testing of hypothesis, statistical interference. What is statistical estimation? Sampling theory help in estimating unknown population parameter for from a knowledge of statistical measures based on sample studies. The estimate can either be a point estimate or it may be an interval estimate. Point estimate is a single estimate expressed in the form of a single figure. However, interval estimate has two limits via the upper limit and lower limit within the parameter value, and interval estimates are often used in statistical inductions. In both cases, point estimation and interval estimation both are representing the population, but it is used as a statistical tool because it is used in statistics to find out a single figure or we find out range. Then we used this type of statistical uh, inductions. Testing of hypothesis. How we test hypothesis, then it is the second objective of the sampling. It is a theory to enable us to decide whether to accept or reject hypothesis. The sampling theory helps in determining whether observed differences are actually due to chance or whether they are really significant. Statistical interference. Sampling theory help in making generalization about the population universe from the studies based on sample drawn from it. It also help in determining the accuracy of such generalization. It also help in accuracy of the such generalization. If these are not accurate, then the value are our research are not so good. And testing of hypothesis is very important thing for the objective of sampling theory, because it determines whether the observed value differences are actually due to a chance or really significant. It may be really significant or maybe due to the chance. Execution of the project. In research proposal, in a research process, execution of the uh, data is an important factor. Due to this, we find out how this research process is good or not, and how to hypothesis is uh, good, or hypothesis may be correct or not. Hypothesis, it means hypothesis may be true or not true. Then we execute the project. The researcher should see that the project is executed in a systematic manner and in time. If the survey is to be conducted by the means of a structured questionnaire, data can be readily machine processed. In a such situation, questions as well as the possible answers may be coded. If the data are to be collected through interviewers, arrangements should be made for proper selection and training of the interviewer. If some of the respondent do not cooperate, some suitable methods should be designed to tackle this type of problem. If the data are to be taken using some equipment instrument, he or she must ensure that it should be in the working condition and must be calibrated. If that machines or instrument are not calibrated, then the observation you get will not corrected, and accordingly this type of execution are not so good. Accordingly, he also ensure that observation or data table sheet must be ready and recorded every and single time. How analyze the that data? The analysis of data requires a number of closely related operations, such as establishment of categories, the application of these categories to raw data through coding, tabulation, and then drawing statistical inference. For the coding and decoding or tabulation, we used Excel and something other softwares, and drawing statistical interferences. The unwindly data should necessarily be condensed into a few manageable groups and table for further analysis. A great deal of data, especially in large inquiries, is tabulated by computer through the Excel sheets. Computers not only save time but also make it possible to study large number of variable affecting in a problem simultaneously. It also helpful in the analysis of data easily. You can only record one time data, then apply many of the statistical tools on data, and you get easily result, and finding observations, and making graph, and tables, and statics, everything you can easily do with these computers. In the process of analysis, relationship and differences supporting or conflicting with original or new hypothesis should be subjected to the test of significance to determine with what validity data can be said to indicate any conclusions. Hypothesis test. It is an assumptions. It only a statistical hypothesis is a assumption about the population parameter. These assumptions may or may not be true. How can you determine the statistical hypothesis may be true or not? Then you determine a statistical hypothesis is true would be examine the entire population. Since that is often impractical, researchers typically examine a random sample for the population. If the samples are not consistent with the statistical hypothesis, the hypothesis is rejected. If you not consistent with statistical hypothesis, your hypothesis should be rejected. And there is two types of statistical hypothesis. First one is null hypothesis, and second one is alternative hypothesis. Null hypothesis is if is a pure things. It is symbolized as anything you assumed, or initially anything you have in your mind, then that type of hypothesis is called null hypothesis. In if we are to compare method or process, a method or process B with about is superiority if the proceeded on the assumption that both methods are equally good, then this assumption is termed as the null hypothesis. And null hypothesis is claimed that it is initially assumed to be true, and it is represented or symbolized as H naught, also pronounced as H0. As against this, we may think that the method A is superior or the method B is inferior. We are then stating what is termed as alternate hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis is generally symbolized as HA. H capital and A is in subscripts. Alternative hypothesis is assertion that it is contrary to null hypothesis, and H0 is always stated as an equality claim involving parameter, and represented in this slide how H0 and using single-sided or double-sided claimed. If the hypothesis is innocence is only rejected when an error is very unlikely because of one does not want to convict an innocent defendant, such as an error. Error is of a first kind, and a error is that conviction of the innocent people, and the occurrence of this error is controlled by the rare. As consequences of the asymmetric behavior, the error of the second kind, this is uh, often rather larger. There is a two type of error, and error 1 and error 2 we will discuss in next slide. But here in a table you see null hypothesis is true, and he or she truly is not guilty, then alternate hypothesis is true, he she not. And here accepting what accept of, first of all, if you accept null hypothesis, then the error with alternative hypothesis is type 2. And if you accept a null hypothesis, if he or she is truly not guilty, then it is a right decision. If you reject the null hypothesis, if he or she truly is not guilty, then it is a type of wrong decision and type 1 error. But in alternative hypothesis, it should a right decision. Here we also so in null hypothesis, what is the null hypothesis? Null hypothesis is the hypothesis that observed purely from a chance and denoted by this alternate hypothesis. This and hypothesis test. How a hypothesis is tested? Then the following formal process is determined whether to reject a null hypothesis or accept. It is based on a sample data. This process is called hypothesis testing. It consists of 4 steps: state the hypothesis, formulate an analysis, and data and interpret results. State hypothesis, it involving stating the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. The hypotheses are stated in such a way that are mutually exclusive. That is, if one is true, other must be false. Formulate an analysis plan. The analysis plan describe how to use sample data to evaluate the null hypothesis, and the evaluation often focuses around a single test statistics. And then analyzing sample data, find the value of the test statistics and mean score, proportion, t square score, z score, f test, and some all the things are included in this analysis plan. And interpret the result, apply the discussion rule described in the analysis plan. If your value of the test static is unlikely based on the null hypothesis, then reject the null hypothesis. Here once we discuss about decision error, we already learn error are of two type 1 error and type 2 error. Type 1 error, when null hypothesis is rejected when it is true. When the researcher reject the null hypothesis when it is true, this type of error is type 1 error. And the probability is also called as alpha and denoted by alpha. And type 2 error, when the researcher reject to fail the reject a null hypothesis that is false. If any null hypothesis is false and a researcher fail to reject that null hypothesis, then this type of error is known as type 2 error and represented by beta. And the type 2 error is also called the power of the test. Then we also discussing and standard error of the sampling distribution of static is known as standard error. We also discuss about these things in another part of the um, another video, but here we only discuss about the how to research can done. And researchers must be known to how what are the process and how research is done. So first of all, we define what is research problem, then we do extensive research literature, go through extensive literature review and finding what are the work has been already done on this problem or what are not type of work is done, and formulate the hypothesis, then design the research design including sample data and uh, uh, collect data, analyze data, and interpret the report. So yeah, all the statistical tools and statistical measurements and all the things are watch in next video. So friend, if you like my video, then like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.